Wow, it looks like we're live here. Hey, Craig, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm really good. I'm really good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of getting close to GSX, which is always exciting. But
hmm
for us, it's even more exciting that we're getting close to the EP mixer, right?
Yep. Yep. I
Yeah.
am excited.
What can you tell us? I mean, you just broke the great news that we have more than 160 people pre-registered,
hmm
which means that with a little bit of promotion and word of mouth and whatever else we can get going, we should get to probably 150 to 200 people actually showing up, which would be great, right?
That would those numbers would be fantastic.
Yep.
I'm excited about it, and so everybody knows what we're talking about. If you're just seeing this for the first time or haven't been watching any social media for the last month, we're talking about EP Mixer Orlando happening next week, Wednesday, September 25th at Dave and Buster's, right there in I
Hmm.
Drive in Orlando from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we did this last year in Dallas. We've done a number of them this year, and it's always the feedback is always had a great time. Like, when are you coming back? When are you doing it again? When's the next one? Um, and so this one I can't imagine this one could be any different. So obviously I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and I always enjoy the EP mixers because it drives such a diverse type of people that comes to these mixers, right? There's a bunch
Yeah.
of brand new people that are looking to break into the industry and trying to get advice on how to do that.
hmm
And then there's a bunch of people who's been in the industry for a very long time, and it's always a great mix of people from various parts of the industry. And while we're talking about this, if you are going to GSX, or if you're in the Orlando area and you feel like you want to go to the mixer, there's still time to sign up. And even if you've been in the industry for a really long time, I still think it has a lot of value to come and join us. I mean, there's always the camaraderie and the whole networking with people that you already know, but there's also a bunch of new people that you can get to know. And every time we have one of these, I'm always excited because there's a lot of reconnection going on, but there's also a bunch of new people that I get to know, right? And that's even though I've been in the industry for almost 30 years and sometimes feel like I know everybody. Every time we have one of these, I realize that I don't know anybody, you know?
Well, and it's funny, and that's what happens, right? Like, you come into the industry and you know who you know. It's very usually very few, right? And it's hey, I went through a class with this one. I worked with this guy here, or this lady was doing this at that time. But over 30 years, there's plenty of people that come and go, right? But every
Oh,
year
yeah.
there's more and more there's more and more new people that are coming in, and they're coming in whether they're they're transitioning out of the military or law enforcement, or they're still active, right? And they're looking for something part time, or they're
Yeah.
planning. They're a few years ahead of it. But also too, there are people that are that are just interested in they're just interested in the industry, right? And so,
Mhm.
and we talked about this last time, and I think you and I talk about this a lot, is even if you're not specifically like you're not the EP agent or the residential or some part of a protection team, if you're connected to the space, right? If you're a security driver, one of the people that I mentioned I think it was last week or last time we talked, was my buddy who's a canine for a corporate team in Vegas.
Mhm.
We like to call it the EP space. If you're
Mhm.
interested in the EP space, you should. This is an event that's for you. So that just because you're not something or not what you think you should be, come there and plug in, and it's really easy to
Oh,
do. And plus, everybody wants to. People want to get to know other people in other places, and so it's a great
and
opportunity for that.
you can actually look at it like this if you want to. If you're kind of like part of the outliers of the EP space, like the K9 officers, the TCSM guys, the technology integrators for private houses and families, right?
Sure.
It's actually one of the things where it's always hard to find people who know what they're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you kind of represent or have a business in any of these like special niches, it might even be worth more for you to grow, right? Because I know that we always struggle to find integrators in some part of the US, right? And no matter how we do it, if let's say we have a client and the integrators we normally use are from California, it's hard for us to send them to Florida, for instance, right? So if we had some good integrators there, the work would probably go to them, right? Unless there's some special circumstances around it or whatever. So it's definitely worth going if you are from some of these outlying kind of topics of our industry.
For sure.
So, Craig, what you mentioned, it's on Wednesday. It's at Dave and Buster's. What time is it again?
6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yep.
We
like to make this one a little bit long. Like some of them are 2.5, 3.5, 3 hours. 2.5 to 3 hours is about usually where we are. But it is such an event because part of a big chunk of this because of GSX is there and so many people are there. We understand that there's other things that might be going on, but we want you there and we give you a long time to get there. So whether if you can't get there at 6, okay, come at 7 or 7:30 or 9:30. Like it's going to be. Then this always leads to something else, right? It's like, and not because of, or I mean, partly because of the mixer, but then this group will break off and go over here, and then this group will break off and go over here, and the conversation will continue, and then that one will split off into other ones. So it's not just the event. The first one that we had in Columbus, 3 years ago now, went from, I think we started at 6 p. We did like 6 to 8. And then it was like 8:30 to 10:30 at someplace else. And then the group got a little bit smaller. And, we ended up outside the hotel till about 2 a.m, passing a bottle of bourbon around. So it was, it was a really good time.
I was kind of going to go there. Yeah. A lot of these, I've seen EP guys that pretty much doesn't come back till the next morning, There was a time and a place for that, but these days, as we get older, it might not go all night, but hey, you don't know, right?
Right.
And
yeah, for sure.
Always, it is a really good time, and it's not just about having fun. It's actually work-wise really, really good because you get a good sense of what goes on in our industry, what are the trends, who are the leaders, and who's driving the industry in which directions and stuff like that. I think for me personally, it's very, very inspirational. So do people have to sign up or can they just show up? What's the deal on that?
We would love if people would sign up, right? But okay, your detail ended a day early and you wanted to go. And holy cow, I could just want to get my bags packed and get there. Just show up. We just want you to be there. So signing up helps us with numbers and things like that. To know what to expect, but we kind of know what to expect at this point, but we still need you to sign up. But if you can't, if you ran out of time, if you're just not thinking about it, but you know where it is, just show up. You are more than welcome. We'd love to have you. That's what it is. It's the idea. We just want everybody to come together.
Yeah. And show up, bring your business cards and put on your networking shoes, right? That's kind of the standing rule.
Yeah. And one of the things I get real quick. I get this question a lot. What's the dress code? Now, the dress code is there is none. However, what are you seeking to accomplish? How do you want to be? How do you want to represent yourself? How do you want to represent the company that you are there for? What attention do you want to attract? Sure. There will be people there in jeans and t-shirts, right? And that's perfectly fine for what they want to do. There will be people there in suits because they're looking to maybe get a job or they're brand new to their company or whatever the case may be, but it's usually somewhere in between there. So just understand, you want to put your best foot forward, whatever you're comfortable in, but also what message are you putting out there to the crowd that's there. So just bear that in mind as you go along, and whatever, I'm sure whatever you pick will be the right one. So that's what I always like mention that because I've gotten that question repetitiously over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it's a fair question, especially if you haven't been to one of these before. So sure. when is the next mixer taking place, Craig? When is the next time we do this?
It's a quick turnaround. We said we were going to do 4 this year. And so we are targeting November 7th. It's the Thursday in Los Angeles. The specific venue is TBD, to be determined. I think I think we have a place pretty well nailed down, but until that is done, I'm going to keep that to myself. I don't want to confuse anyone or keep it to between us. But immediately following the next week, after EP Mix Orlando wraps up, it will be announced, and we will start putting out there. The sign up sheet will be there, so Phil, we'll be pushing it, right back again to get out there and to meet, to connect with other protectors in Los Angeles and wherever you want to come from to be there.
Okay, and one of those things that are always hard when we go to cities like Los Angeles and up in San Francisco area and these places that has very, very heavy traffic. Mm-hmm. When you think about it, LA is many different cities combined into one area, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And we always try to find a place that can accommodate the most people, mm-hmm. and be kind of in the center of the action. But sometimes it's not always possible. So if you want to support the cause and have some good networking time or whatever, and are willing to drive a little bit, that's probably the way to look at it, because we really, the way that we try to arrange these mixers is actually to hit every major market and geographics as often as we can. And I think this is the first time we go to LA, right?
Yep, for sure. But it's also been the most asked about as well.
It has been. And, we really hope that the EP community in LA want to support this and come out and be part of it, so we can see if there is a need for this, and there is a need for us to do it on a recurrent basis, right? Mm-hmm. Does any of this cost anything, either in Orlando or in LA or whatever? I mean, it's free for everybody, right?
It is free for anybody to attend. Like I said, the one thing that we ask is the registration. Again, if you can't, just show up, but it is free to attend. There will be some food. There will definitely be some drinks that are being had, and so it's on us. It's on our sponsors. So they and during the event, and as you've seen, on social media, if you've been following, we've been putting things out to show support of their support, right? And so, excuse me, I'll get up and on that night, and I'll give some shout outs to everybody that's going to be there. You'll see things around the room that are targeting the sponsors. So, they're big hats off to them for supporting. They're doing the spending. We're doing the heavy lifting and getting it all arranged and planned. But yeah, for if you want to come and you want to meet people, it's free for you to do that. We want to keep it as accessible as possible to anybody that can make it there.
All right, perfect. Hey, I got another question that we don't talk about that much. Mm-hmm. So if I sit at home and realize that this is a good idea, I might have been to one of the two mixers and seen the impact that it make, and I want to be a sponsor. How do I go about that? What if I want to be a sponsor at the EP Mixer? How do we do that, Craig?
You call me.
Okay.
Or you text me. Actually, you can go to epmixer.com. At the top of the page, it says, sponsorship interest, or something around sponsors. And you can fill that out and I'll get it and I'll reach out to you right away. Or as soon as I have it, you'll be getting a phone call. Many of you, reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's where a lot of the traffic that I put out is on LinkedIn. So messaging me on LinkedIn, or if you want to reach out, if you got Christian stuff and not mine, like, he'll just know that you're going to end up talking to me at some point, in this process, and I'm happy to get that arranged. And so, yeah, we're seeking sponsors for Los Angeles right now. So if you're hearing this, and you're there, or you want to be part of that, that would be fantastic and greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, we would appreciate it. Without the sponsors, this whole setup wouldn't work. So we appreciate it when people come through. But anyway, we're coming up on the 15-minute mark here that we had allocated for this, to not keep people here too long. So if you want to do a quick final shout out before I see you in Orlando, what is it, Craig? Let's go.
Let's go. It is, again, EP Mixer happening in Orlando at Dave & Buster's on Wednesday, September 25th from 6 to 10 p.m. Head over to the website, epmixer.com, to get yourself registered ahead of time. Again, if you're not able to do that, you're not sure that you're going to be able to go, you can just show up. We'd love to have you. Dress code is whatever you feel comfortable in, but know the message that you want to put out about yourself to the crowd that's going to be there. Bring your business cards, bring a positive attitude, and bring a smile. It is disarming and it's a conversation starter. So we'd love to see you there. We're excited that we have who we have already registered, and we can't wait to get more there. Shooting for 150 to 200 people in attendance.
All right. Well, can't wait to see you guys. And if you have any questions and you're at the GSX and you see me, I don't know, will you be at GSX the whole time?
I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be there. I'm not coming until Monday night.
Okay. I'll be there from Sunday night in the area, Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday. If you have any questions regarding EP Mixer in Orlando or the next one in LA, and you see us, first of all, if you ever see us, come over and say hi. I mean, that's really why we're there, to network. But also, if you have questions about the mixers, say hi and come over. Don't be shy. But anyway, Craig, I see you sometimes Monday.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Man.
See you. Bye.
Take care, buddy. Bye.